Yes, Daddy, yes.
So in the latest news about new jeans and ADOR and Minhyjin and all this rigmarole, right? Is now netizens online have been finding connections between Minhyjin, New Jeans, and the Black Label and YG. So people have dug, as the internet does, and they have found several startling connections, and other channels have talked about this. But there's one part of this connection that has been talked about the least so far, as what I've seen. And I want to talk about the connection between Danielle, in particular, and YG in the Black Label. But where are my manners? Anyo, anaseo, ni hama, namaste, hola, konnichiwa, ¿cómo estás ustedes? Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Nomadic Kitty, and welcome to my K-pop channel, where I am BTS Army, and we do talk a lot about BTS and HYBE around in these parts, but we also talk about things that goes on in the industry in general. This is a Delulu-free zone. We are the silent majority, grown folks talking about grown folks things, doing grown folks things, but still loving our K-pop and still loving our boys. So if you are new here, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. I do write a BTS fan fiction Wattpad. It is one of the most realistic BTS fan fictions out there. I do know people in the K-pop, in and around the K-pop industry, so I use some of my industry knowledge to write fan fiction. I also have a K-pop shop where I do K-pop merchandise. This is a hooded shirt, long sleeve shirt, because it's getting cold. It says K-pop baddie, established third generation. I have other shirts with different designs, or this one that says established second generation, third generation, fourth generation, fifth generation if you're nasty. And so merchandise for, of course, the grown and sexy crowd. I like something a bit more mature, a little bit flirty, a little bit fun in my K-pop merchandise. So, if you guys go ahead, holiday season's coming up, go ahead and check me out there. Check out my Wattpad, join. I'm in book 2 on my Wattpad, by the way, y'all. And Saturday night, we have a live K-pop hangout and live stream where we talk about the updates in the K-pop industry for the week. It's usually definitely a hoot. It's definitely fun. We talk a lot. We kick it hard. And I promise you, it is a great way for us to have community and to just be in community with one another, and people stay for hours while I sit there and yabber on. But anyway, so what is happening with Danielle and the Black Label and YG? So there was some information that came out early in December, like around the December 3rd. There's been some news articles, and I will link these articles in the comments below in Korean media, where they were saying that Minhyjin, there's an investor, one of the major investors for YG, and this particular investor, they are Korean American, and they are a major investor in YG. And supposedly there's a head of this investment group that met with Minhyjin, and then Dispatch posted a photo of the lady leaving Minhyjin's offices. And so there's the Black Label, coincidentally, has this as one of their major investors. The Black Label is a K-pop label, by the way, that was started by Teddy, who is a producer for YG Entertainment. YG also owns, I think, 14% of the Black Label, and they also are an investor. So from what I know, from what I know behind the scenes, even though YG does not control the Black Label and it's not one of their subsidiaries, from what I know, YG and the Black Label work together. That there are artists, there are producers, there are choreographers, that stylists, staff that have worked for the Black Label that went to YG, and vice versa. So even though the Black Label is not owned by YG and they're their own separate entity, they still have, Teddy is still a producer for YG artists. And so they still are very much linked together, even though they're not linked together like officially and financially. But from what I know, they are still linked together. They're still cool with each other. So that's what people were talking about. Also, people were talking about, this is the big one, where Danielle was seen with Sean. Sean used to be part of a first generation K-pop duo called Jinu Sean. And Jinu Sean, like I said, first generation K-pop duo. He's also an executive at YG now. He's a man that's in his 40s. And so there was this charity event that had Sean there and an actor. I think it's his charity. His name is Park Bo-gum. I think that's his name. And he had this charity event, and Danielle was there from New Jeans taking pictures, and she was seen with him. That was on December the 1st. Now, December the 5th, Danielle, update, spoiler alert, Danielle has been seen with this Sean guy again. Now, this man is, of course, her senior. She is 22 years old. She is considered an adult. She can do whatever she want to do, right? She's grown. This man is in his 40s, and also apparently it's come out that, and again, I'll post the links for the article, that they go running together at 4 a.m., that they've been spotted at other places. So people thought, well, maybe, he's mentoring her, or maybe she's trying to find a way into YG Entertainment. That's what a lot of people have reported. HYBE did a really extensive video about the mini gen updates and the Black Label connections. He talked about it a lot. And I watched it there first. But then, like I said, when I saw the pictures of Danielle at this event with this actor, and this actor, he's a charity event, but he's an older actor. And then Sean, who's again older executive. And then months and months ago, Danielle was seen with a music producer that her sister is Olivia. I think her sister is Olivia Marsh, and she has a producer, and Danielle was sitting next to the producer. And then also the music director, the music video director, Dolphiner, there was pictures of her and him together last year. I saw the pictures of her with Sean and Park Bo-gum. I immediately froze and was blinked a few times, looked hard, and I thought maybe it was just me. I immediately had some thoughts. And then I banished those thoughts because I'm thinking that, Kiki, you're just paranoid. I am a bit paranoid when it comes to how things look in the industry. And I knew looking at this, I said, something about this don't look right. Again, I just ignored it and I went on. But then, like I said, when the things started to come in, I decided to go on my live stream and ask my subscribers and viewers, and give the history of, do you think it's odd that Danielle has been seen with various older men? And so let me go out and say a disclaimer before we get into it. So let me go out here and set a disclaimer. First of all, this is grown folks talk. This is more of talk that's more of an adult content. Nothing too titillating, nothing too vulgar, nothing I'm not going to say about that. I also like to say the disclaimer that I don't know Danielle, I don't know Sean, I don't know any of these people in this situation or YG or anything like that. So I can't discern the motivations or anything. I'm not trying to imply anything that's going on, or something could or could not be going on that may or may not be improper. I'm not trying to imply that. I'm just offering you guys my opinion and my observations from articles that I read and pictures that I've seen online. These are all my opinion. These are not facts. These are my opinions. So with that said, again, I brought up that I've seen Danielle in different situations taking pictures. And again, I thought it was just me. So I went and asked somebody in Korea. I said, so is this something improper? I always have to ask Korea about whether things are improper because, in America, we're very loosey-goosey with our relations between men and women. And Korea, relations between men and women doesn't really exist like it can here in America. Men and women aren't really friends like that. It may be in a group situation where a bunch of people are going out and it's mixed gender people. There may be group chats where there's a group of people chatting, but to have a male and a female one-on-one go out and have fun, or have a platonic relationship with a male, a one-on-one friendship relationship with somebody that you're not related to, or that's not a coworker or a colleague or something, is very odd. It's even more strange, what I've explained to me, is for somebody, a senior, to be seen with a junior in very casual settings and acting very casual and talking very casual with somebody who is so much your senior. So like I said, Danielle's 22. This actor, Park Bo-gum, he's in his 30s. And then Deshaun, the executive from YG, he is in his 40s. And like I said, Danielle has been around. The video director, the producer for Olivia Marsh, sparked some rumors thinking that, she was going to have a record deal or something. But of course, she was still under contract with ADOR, so that didn't happen. But this sparked some rumors. So now her in relationship, I say it loosely because I don't know what friendship with this actor and his executive have people thinking that Danielle is trying to get inroads in the industry, and that ADOR may or may not take her and the other two young ladies back to New Jeans. Like, really, it's in ADOR's court what they want to do. They got 2 of them back. There's 3 of them. I don't know what's going on with that. Apparently, they may be negotiating. I don't know. Maybe ADOR is trying to see what they can do legally. I don't know what's happening there. So we just it's a wait and see kind of thing to see if the other 3 are going to go back to New Jeans. But since then, Danielle has been out in these streets. Not out in the streets like that, but she's been out here making appearances, going to charities, going to different things like that. And like I said, I asked somebody in Korea and they told me emphatically that it's not a good look. So I read this article tonight. I read this article. It's the 6th, and I just read this article saying that the 5th, she was seen with this guy again, and people online are beginning to think it's weird. So people have been posting things online because she's posted pictures on her social media of her with this YG executive named Sean. Like I said, he is a first generation former singer. He is in his 40s. She is 22. It is, again, I thought it was just me when I saw the picture. I kind of freaked out. I didn't say anything. I backed off a little bit, and I thought I was being paranoid. If you watch my video on my YouTube channel, I talk about my experiences with rich older men. I talk about experiences in South Korea with 2 different people I know that had experienced really horrific experiences. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I will be doing another one of these videos very soon, but that's just the tip of the iceberg of the things that I've heard from people that have gone on with young ladies in the entertainment industry. We all have heard the stories in various degrees, whether they be in America or South Korea. So when I keep seeing these pictures of Danielle with these older men, it gave me a weird feeling. And I've learned since then that this doesn't really happen. I've asked my subscribers, I've asked other people, has there been girl groups or solo singers taking pictures with producers or older men? No. If they do take a picture with a songwriter or producer or collaborator, it's a group photo. It's a unit. It's like 2 or 3 of them, and maybe a producer or writer or the head of that, like JYP or Bang PD, but rarely. You rarely see any lady girl groups taking pictures with producers or writers, especially somebody that's a producer or a writer or something that's not producing their album. So far that we know of, Danielle doesn't have an album. She doesn't have anything, coming up, anything like that. She's still under contract. She can't produce anything. She would get fined. So as to why she would be hanging around this executive of YG, I don't know. As to why she would be at this charity event for publicity, I don't know. Danielle's not part of a group. She's not coming out with an album. Usually people do type of events like this because it's promotion for their upcoming project or tour or album or something like this. So it's weird. And again, netizens were posting online saying, okay, this is getting a little strange now. Like, this is starting to get weird. And so I was relieved that I wasn't the only person thinking this, and now I can come forward and make this video and share it with you guys without thinking I'm some kind of weirdo. But again, like I asked people in South Korea, and they thought it was strange. It's strange for a young lady, a young woman, and especially to be with a male senior, to be at an event, to be jogging early in the morning, to be at a cafe with this person. And people were saying online, it's almost as if they're dating. And again, I don't want to spark any dating rumors. I can't say whether they're dating or not, but it is very odd. Again, and it was not a good look. So I don't know who Danielle's parents are. I don't know who is managing these moves in her career. I'm assuming somebody is hooking her up with these people. I know some of y'all want to blame Min Jin. I don't know. But all I'm saying is, this is weird. This is not a good look for a young lady in K-pop. This is not a good look I would say even if it was in America, I would think it was not good. But especially in South Korea, I would say this was not a good. I don't know who's advising Danielle's career. I don't know whether her parents or who or herself. I don't know. But I don't know what she's doing. I don't know why she's schmoozing and hobnobbing with these these male Korean stars. I have no idea. So I can't even pretend to even surmise what's going on. All I know is that this does not look good. This is not a good look. And it's not a good look all the way around, especially as an example for maybe young ladies, young women. I wouldn't advise this is how you should do your career. Young ladies who are watching this, want to get into the K-pop industry, this ain't it. So I don't know if her parents are setting her up to do this, if she's trying to, have different inroads in the industry. I don't know what she's doing. But what she's doing, I would strongly advise against it. Strongly advise against it. Because you will be out there in these streets, especially in South Korea, and you will start getting a reputation. People are already starting to talk and say things. Even though, like I said, it could be completely innocent, nothing going on. But this Sean, executive guy, is online defending Danielle and big-upping her and saying all these nice things. It's weird. It's weird. And again, it's something that I have not seen people pretty much talk about except for recently online. But I immediately picked it up. Because again, I understand what it means to be in around older rich men and you're being a young lady. And I understand that how this looks in any society, if any culture. And I understand that what this smacks of. And I don't know if Danielle is so desperate to be famous that this is the route that people are telling her, but whoever is advising her is not looking out for her. And I would tell people in particular, especially who wants to break into the Korean industry, whether you came from an established group or not, this is not the way to do it. And I want to know, did anyone else notice how creepy this is? And again, I'm going to post the articles. So y'all tell me what you think. Is this just, maybe I'm paranoid, a lot of us are paranoid, or do you really think this is a bad look and this is getting kind of out of hand, that she's spending a lot of time with this older gentleman? And again, she's 22 years old. She can do whatever she want to do. She's grown. But I'm just saying for her career in the future and things like that, this may not go over well with her reputation. So like, share, subscribe, write in the comments. Let me know what you think. And we'll see how this gonna pan out. Anyway, y'all, peace out.